know if they can hear you.
And we don't know if you can hear me. So we're trying to position the headset. We have promoted Marlon to executive headset holder.
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. He's reached sea levels in our little corporation.
Yeah, and I can now also use my radio voice.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, wait, that beer is cold, which means it's not mine.
That beer is mine. I'm sorry.
So
It's a cold beer. That means it's mine.
Marlon can sort of summarize our last draft while it's beer.
Summarize our last draft? Well, this was all, nothing but math skills, boys. Watch and learn. That's what we do here.
True enough.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So,
Come on, be faster with that beer. Come on, come.
yeah. All right, so here we go. Draft number 2.
Draft number 2.
Let's see. Here we go, and we won the match. That's a good thing. I want to see that. 12 tickets. So last time we won 2 packs, which is better. I think it's better than we were hoping for, right?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was kind of like a 1-2 deck, basically.
Yeah, it looked like a 1-2 deck, and we have to give credit where credit's due. Our first round opponent basically did nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you look back on the last draft's last match, I think you'll agree that we won because of the opponent misplayed on several occasions. If he had grown his flyers, crewed it so we could take counters, I don't think we could have really stopped him from winning.
See, kids, that's why it's important that you know the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we take. I'm all for taking Gonti. I like that card.
I've never played with it, but I definitely think on.
Well, it's as good as your opponent's deck is, which is
Let's reserve the card and see what else is in here. 3/1 that gets menace. Yeah, not interesting. Not interesting. Not interesting. Refurbish was a card that I wanted to be good. Looks fun, but it's not. And Subtle Strike is in our colors. It probably won't wheel. We might be looking into what does this want us to do. This is just basically good value, right?
just take the rare. You know you want to.
Yeah, we could take the mountain. There's really nothing else even remotely interesting here, is there? And Malfunction is the next best card.
I like to wheel malfunctions. That's what I like to do.
They go very late. Seeing as they're one of the best removals, if not the best removal for blue.
For blue, yeah, that's.
We so blue. So what do we think? Are we gonna?
That's a huge qualifier there.
Now again, taking the rare here does not commit us to black, but it does set us up quite nicely. I mean,
I just promise our souls to the Dark Lord.
there's that. But at least sometimes you don't have to wonder.
Are you sure you want to pick that disintegration? Because I think it's not licensed. So
Oh shoot, man,
might
you're
be
right.
breaking the law there.
Man, we would really totally be picking this unlicensed disintegration, but I think too that it might not be licensed. But I don't know what. But look at this. This is kind of sad because we'd want to be able to go into the black-red remove your everything deck, and I've heard removal's good in limited. But look at this stuff. I mean, these cards are cards we want in that deck. And
Yeah, but I think the Gonti deck. I mean, it's presuming that we go into that. I think is a more slower controlling deck, and I think the disintegration fits really well in there.
it's easily splash as well. Black green is a deck I've drafted a couple of times and had very much success with. And black green can get fixing, and splashing a powerful card like disintegration is not going to be a problem there. I think this is a great pickup. I'm a little bit sad to have to let go Wellness Spark because that's not going to come back. And
Ooh, underhanded designs.
we also have the Renegade
Oh, the Freighter. Oh, well.
But I think we have to move in on black because what we'll do here is, if we pass the designs, that's a heavy signal. Freighter can be good in almost any deck, but if we do really want to go to the slope, if you think about Gonti and the removal, it is a slower deck.
Yeah, but Gonti doesn't need you to do artifacts. I mean.
That is true. But these two synergize, so our removal spells would synergize with more artifacts. This is of course an artifact.
Yeah,
And this is a
I
premium.
think the freighter, look, the underhand design is a build around, and I think it's a very slow one. And if you don't build around it, it does nothing. I think the freighter, I like it kind of more, maybe.
Well, the thing about I used to kind of suspect that, but I've played against underhand design kind of a lot, and the two artifact clause, if you in black, and if you manage to pick up even a few of the
Okay, so you're picking it.
I'm picking it. Yeah, this time I'm sticking with my feeling
No,
here.
no, I think it's completely fine pick. I'm just saying that there's an argument for the freighter.
Yeah. Now here's where things get interesting, because there are no good black
Goggles.
I'm not sure I'm feeling it, but it does synergize with this, and it does synergize with that. This is uninteresting. This is uninteresting. And everything else is uninteresting. I mean, we could pick up a combat trick off color, but that don't make any sense. I think Goggles is the logical pick.
Yeah, well, you could say something for the appetite for their natural, I suppose. Or
It is great.
But yeah, the goggles are just colorless, and there are just so many random artificers. So.
And like usually I would say no. You'll see tons of Goggles coming around, but that's just not the case anymore. I used to see these all the time. So, and probably in this draft, let's see, in the very next pack we'll probably see Goggles, but I think it's a fine pick here. It's not great, but it does something.
Subtle Strike, I think.
There's also a case to be made for Attune with Ether at this
That's
point.
very late Attune with Ether.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very late Attune with Ether, and like I said, we can, with Gonti and stuff, and with this, we don't have to be red. And going black-green at this point already would allow us to splash if we get heavy fixing. We can splash multiple colors if we need to. Subtle Strike is a fine combat card, but I wonder here that if Attune will give us a possibility to capitalize and to have more flexibility later in the draft. This is a common.
I like the Attune pick. It's just that lately I've been really burned by it, by trying to pick up fixing early and then seeing nothing worth splashing, basically.
We're gonna face your fears, Marlon. You're taking the Attune. All right.
We already have something worth splashing, so that's
it's the fog.
Yeah.
Forget about it. This card is solid. This is the real deal. I like if we can just manage to get up. It's synergized with our Goggles.
What about the Skygate?
Yeah. No.
What? It's a 2-drop. It's an artifact.
You know, what he just said is fully. It's true. I cannot call him a liar for saying that. This thing though, getting him for 3 in the air a couple of times. I said it already in the last draft that evasion and flying in this set seems to just feel a little bit better than it used to. Synergize with artifact. We do want to get in on the artifact train here, so that does well.
Ooh, I like Dunt Operative. That.
Yeah, getting +1/+. So once again we are, and I think we'll be able to pick up later in the draft. We're going to be able to take on Puzzle Knots and cards like that usually have low value, low impact, but in this deck they'll have a little bit of extra impact by they turn on this thing. And you don't have to have puzzle knots you might say, but you want to sacrifice the puzzle knots, get value from it. And that's true. But you don't want to have an artifact lying around forever with something like this. This guy, you have it in there, give it Death Touch so it can trade up.
Good early game, good late game.
Yeah.
It's good aggressive, good defensive. Notice though that's our 3rd appetite for their unnatural in a row that we're seeing past. And another Subtle Strike.
Yeah, I'm especially happy to see the Subtle Strikes being passed, because it seems like, sure, someone is getting to pick those up. But I think we're drafting the right colors for a seat here. We're getting another Screecher here, which I think is a better card than this, and we're not even sure we're green yet. I think we have definitely managed, and I think more it's been luck, not judgment. We have landed on an open color here, and I think this Screecher is a clear signal of that. Let's see, we'll just pick it. Ether trade wins, stuff like that. Blue is open, but hey, blue's always open. No,
I'm not sure that means blue is open, because those are very weak comments in blue.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, we might. There we go. So, even though what's been said a lot about how much better than what people think this is, Subtle Strike.
Maybe if we would have picked the trader, I would have maybe picked the night market.
If it had to, yeah. The problem is with the power there. Sky.
Yeah, but
Sky
I've seen my opponents like just use 2 creatures to
Sure,
create and just
sure.
ping me to death basically. But yeah, I like Subtle Strike a lot.
Yeah, and the fact that this is the 4th subtle strike I think we're seeing, and
Yeah, that kind of gives me feeling black is maybe open.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's subtle strike wheeled people. I'm thinking about picking this up. I'm not sure.
I'm
if
not
I like it.
I'm not interested in any of the white cards there.
Yeah, I mean, we could take. You could say, but that's a decent card, and that's a decent card, and that is true in a white deck. We have absolutely no reason to go into that, and this is a completely playable, fine card in black. Oh, look at that.
We get a look at anyway.
Yeah, we don't. I mentioned that puzzle knots do have value in our deck as an artifact, but we'd want at this point on-color puzzle knots.
Well, not to mention that the blue one is just really weak, I think, and we're not doing anything with the energy.
But it's Scries. I like this card a bit too much. I pick it too highly. So we're taking the 1-drop here, and we're happy with it. Ooh. I have to say that I did not. This is not actively bad, but it's not great.
Not actively bad. I think that's an understatement.
Why don't we pick?
I don't like the security. I would just maybe speculatively take the appetite.
Yeah, especially since we already have a tune. This is, yeah. This is the second to last pick. This is 13th pick, Artisan, which is a completely playable card, especially in black-green counters.
Yeah, also if we have some artifact synergies, it's fine too.
Fabricate, yep, and we do have that. So I'm taking it for signaling purposes.
We did it, boys.
Let me be clear. Let me put it right here.
No, you should have left it in there so that someone can play it.
Ah, that's the thing. But
on the other hand, we're not going to play against them because Eva works Marvel.
Is that worth anything?
I think so.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. Oh my goodness.
But the Everworks Marvel is actually a good card. Now we don't have so much energy going on, but I think we just take it because I also think it's worth it.
Black green has an energy sub theme. It's not as pronounced as in some of the other archetypes. But black green has a sort of value thing where a lot of things go to the graveyard. So Etherworks Marvel, while also being maybe worth some tickets, I don't know. I think it's enough better. We already have one on these. We need more artifacts.
But also the thing is, I think if we don't take it, someone else will take it for sure. Whereas the 2 black cards, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, I know Dawned Operative is a known good card, so it might not wheel, but we might pick up on the wheel. We might pick up a Cobra or the Wanderer here, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, there's quite a lot in the pack for us, and I can't imagine that we'd have to fight like 4 other drafters for that.
Someone's gonna take the Artisan. The blue player will take this guy. The blue player will take the Virtuoso.
Oh yeah.
And there's stuff going on. Oh.
I think I'm feeling the filigree familiar actually. I mean, I think I saw you got excited over the Contraband King thing.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I was just sort of like surprised, like, oh, let me think. What does this do? But you're right. This is actually a really annoying card to play against if you're in a more aggressive strategy, because your opponent just plays this. We don't mind trading away this thing to get the card back. We have synergies. I think it's a slam. This draft is we're basically working itself. There's a point for the Sky Skiff here. Where do you stand on that?
I think just very disappointed with Sky Skiffs.
Because let me introduce you to some guy over here.
That's true. It's true. But well, it's a common.
You're right. We'll more likely to see a Sky Skiff come along later.
And I'm not even sure. Like if we don't, we might have just not pick up vehicles and not play the Night Market Lookout.
One card that I have been very, very pleased with, and I'm actually wondering, we're probably not taking it here because Familiar is better, I think, but this guy who puts a counter on you guys is actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, the Seed Sculptor is very good, very good.
But I think we're online with the Familiar because we need artifacts, and
Armorcraft Judge, yeah.
Someone call a judge. Oh wait.
Judge.
Yes. Now, man, why does everything just come in the same pack? This, this is not good in every deck, but in our deck, this is a card that we hope to pick up on the wheel. Obviously, if this comes back, we'll be happy. If this comes back, we'll be happy. Are we even wanting to pick this? Do we have any counter synergies at this point? Because don't we first need to pick and make sure we have the other good things.
I don't know. I mean,
Like squad here might be the discipline pick, the grown-up pick, so to speak. Or a tune with ether. I mean, I can. This is
the thing is, there are just random fabricate guys in black and green. Like, it's so easy to draw a card off of it. If you're lucky, you draw multiple. The ceiling is so high.
But I want to make sure that since we're in the black deck, the servos have very big value for us here with turning on underhand designs and other things.
Well, it looks like we're picking it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm not sure about that thing. Now this functions really well if we could get recursion strategies.
Yeah. Oh, har.
I mean, I had someone actually splash this in and beat me with it, but that was Ollie, so you know. I'm
back to the real world.
In the real world, I think puzzle nuts is what we're looking for here.
Yeah. I'm happy to see it that late. I haven't really seen them that late anymore since after the Pro Tour, basically.
Yeah, the Pro Tour had people picking this, and then I suppose people kind of blindly follow what's going on there. Now, just coming back to this, I don't think this is bad, but I'm not sure we have the deck for it right now.
No.
So let's see, you get a card back for 3. You get 2 cards back for 5. 2 of your best cards back for 5 late in the game. It's not bad. And then if you can get 3 cards back for 7, it's getting insane.
2 cards back for 5. It's not good either.
Depends on. So the thing about the difference between recurring cards from your graveyard and
well, that is actively bad.
it's a dubious card for sure. I
don't think it's just dubious. It's just outright bad.
How are we on 2 drops? Because the Rush of Vitality is a very good trick, but
it makes our judge better. The rats.
The rats makes our judge better, and whatever makes judges better is a good thing. As we all know.
I like the rush, but I think we're somewhat low on creatures. Like.
Yep, and rats also makes our Marvel better because hey, we need to if we want to go if we want to energize, we need to get like high drops to really get that to work.
Yeah, it's no fun Evoworks marveling your rats.
Hey, I think this is an accomplished Talon Summon deck. I'm pretty sure this is where we go.
Get out.
This card is playable, right? It is playable. This is actually a playable card. I'm not even kidding. But anyway,
Oh, second Armorcraft Judge.
I feel really bad now because we could have really used those other cards right now because
which ones?
The cards that had what is the servo mechanic again?
Fabricate?
Yeah, those fabricate cards because we really do synergize with
mean
those
the other
servos.
cards of that we were in the same pack as the last Armorcraft Judge?
That's right, and because then we could have picked up one of those, which are really important for a deck, and now picked up the Armorcraft Judge. Having 2 Armorcraft Judge.
This is not the same Armorcraft Judge.
No, I know. But what
are you going to reserve it now? Or?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think we're a little bit punished here because those other cards really, really synergize with their decks, and then would have synergized with the Armorcraft Judge that we didn't think we would wheel. But this kind of feels like, man, if we had known alone. Well, I'm thinking.
We can.
Wow, like no. So
Wait, there's a case to be made for the bug here. It's an artifact.
Oh yeah,
and it's actually quite good. And we have one attune already, and we're splashing moderately, and we really have an artifact. We need artifacts.
I really like the bug actually.
Yeah, it's tough for aggressive decks to deal with.
But the attune can. Well, we're not heavy green actually.
We're not heavy green. That's the thing.
No.
And
the artifact. I mean, being just colorless kind of sort of fixes your mana too.
That is true. So it kind of trumps the attune on both sides. It is easier in the mana.
And I think we don't really have much to do with the energy.
That's true. Oh.
No. Like, is this a Frederick? Well, okay, it's synergized with the judge.
It's synergized with the judge, and remember that one card that had this as their only aggressive pull? I don't know. And
it's better than the rest of the cards of the pack.
There's absolutely nothing else here for. No. So we pick this, and we just see what our deck turns into. I don't think we're playing this, but
if we can just pick up an Aetherborn Marauder.
If we can pick up an Aetherborn Marauder, this becomes the bee's knees. I mean, yeah. But so far we're hedging on this. We're not really. We're picking it because the Cobra came back.
Oh man!
The kind of worst.
Sure, but it's still great.
Yeah, you're right. It synergizes with. It is an artifact. It blocks anything as long as we keep green open. We can play it no matter what cards are in our hands. So it does fit our thing. I'm a little bit sad because I kind of feel like we could have done better with that pick because I don't like having multiple judges without having multiple thriving creatures, for example. But it's fine. This is going to be good. It's a 2-drop and it's in our colors.
Mind Rot for the sideboard.
Mind Rot for the sideboard, and the Mind Rot sideboard thing is like an interesting question because it's like the question that you ask yourself, when is it right to side it in? And I'm not entirely sure about that.
Well, and the slow, blue-black control versus blue-black control matchup like we saw on the Pro Tour, I guess.
Yeah. We'll put that in there. Do we hate something here? I think this could be the scariest card for us.
Yeah, for sure. It's the best card in the pack.
Yeah, and it's foil.
But not scary for us. Because we're probably, playing cross-pot.
Oh my goodness. It's an artifact.
I would rather take the large on life even, I think.
I'll never play this card. Will
you play the other one?
There's a fringe. Yep, got there. It's in. No discussion, no debate. This is the dude. Now, actually, depends on if we could get a.
You're not even picking a card from that.
Nah. What did we end up getting?
We did get the actual spell.
All right, cool. Oh
yeah!
Woo! So now we really want to fabricate things.
And he also synergizes with the Armorcraft Judge.
All right, sure, but he also synergizes. I think he synergizes better with the servo cards. Yeah. To be fair. Okay, we'd be happy with this. Let's see, what could we possibly wheel from here? Someone's gonna snap that off. Someone's gonna take that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know if someone's gonna take
6.
that, but I don't think we wheel anything from this pack.
No, not a thing that's
You
worth.
don't wheel the familiar. You don't wheel maybe wheel the Dragster. I don't think anything worth wheeling comes out of the
I don't
pack.
think we'll see. We'll see this fog come back.
Okay, but not anything that we actually want.
No, we depending on how badly the red player wants this in their deck.
Red looked kind of open, I think.
Yeah. So seeing as we have Wayward Giant and stuff, like if someone really feels like, man, they just need to feel their curve at the right spot, but these are worse than some colorless options. If we're super lucky, we'll get one of the colorless cards back, but that would just...
No, we don't get any of the colorless cards back. I just know it.
I guess there's a small chance that there would be a...
I like the Oval Chase Daredevil, but also really like the Daunt Operative. And do we have any hard removal yet?
Tidy Conclusion in a deck with artifacts functions doubly as a great way to balance out the game. You take out their threat, and if you have an artifact in play or a couple of artifacts. But what I'm wondering is, like, is it really the pick here? Because this is really good for us.
What kind of removal do we have?
We currently have
underhanded designs. That's it. No. Okay, we have unlicensed disintegration.
We have unlicensed disintegration. We have the underhanded design, and we have that little trick that gets -1. I'm wondering if the cheaper thing could be better here.
The Daredevil has been very solid for me.
Yeah, and this does come back, but see, not all decks want this, whereas this fits in any deck, and it's an artifact. We also have the Daunt Operative. So if we pick one of the non-black cards, one of the black cards should come back.
Maybe.
What do you think? You call. Your call.
Skyskiff is nice with the lookout.
Your call, because
Skyskiff.
All right, let's deal with that. And
we saw Puzzle Knot come quite late.
Yeah, that's true. So this is a D. Ooh, whoa.
No, I go with the Daunt. Like you said before we started drafting this evening, like we were talking a little bit about Make Obsolete, like how it totally trounces the Go White deck, and yet every time I've drafted a Make Obsolete, I've never found a good spot to cast it in. I've never come across the Go White deck, and you were saying that when you've played the Go White deck, you're thinking, oh no, we're playing black, and then they don't have the card.
Yeah, I have never played or seen this card played, and that is weird because it should be good. In fact, we have so little removal. I mean, I've always said with this card, I've said, look, this is not just a sideboard card against tokens. It is a combat trick that you should always be able to find value for.
But like I was pointing out, like a lot of times I've seen myself and my opponents, use Fabricate to make counters instead of servos, and it just so many decks just don't care about this card.
Yeah,
I mean when it's played against them.
And the Dund operative in our deck is going to be very, very good. If things keep progressing in the way they're going, I think that's the better pick.
Ooh, Hunter weak Edgecraft.
I'm voting removal here.
Yeah, we have a lot of creatures actually. That's looking pretty good.
And counters synergize with Judge. We have 2 judges, so we do want something that makes counters. This is not a bad card. It just looks so bad. Something about that just makes it feel bad, but it's not a bad card.
I've heard or read that it's pretty decent.
We'd have plenty of options. Once again, I think we've been drafting the right colors for this seat. I don't know if we've always made the right choices. I think one more Fabricate card would have been awesome, but here I think Hunt the Weak is the pick because it also creates counters. And it's just straight out removal. Yep. I don't think we can get anything back here. We have an off chance of getting this back. But everything
I've seen the Edgecrafters sometimes go relatively late.
I think we'd play it if we'd have a chance.
Whoa, no, another Gonti!
But which is the pick here? Because look at this. This is ramp. This is insane. This is a Fabricate 2 card. I'm not even sure that Gonti... Because Gonti sometimes just straight up misses.
But we don't even have that many 4-drops yet. I mean, we don't have that many 4-mana cards. I mean, he can miss.
He's legendary. This guy's ramp. And 2/2/2.
But we're not base green.
Not base green. You know what? Like my grown-up instinct is saying take the Fabricate card. This also can make counters if we need it. It makes it on its own turns on Other Handed Design if we need to. The Fabricates are so good.
Gonti has Death Touch.
Okay,
so it trades for something. It gets you a card at like
But if I have 2 of them in the same hand, that'll be so bad. I want this thing.
What? Okay, did you pick something?
Oh my god.
You got the Gonti.
let's just take a ramp card here.
Sorry, what was this about making responsible picks? What was this?
Excuse me, I'm drinking beer at the moment. I'm afraid I can't comment. Hey, wait. There's no way we want this, right?
No.
Okay, just check it. This helps fix our mana. It's gonna be good. Oh my god, that was horrible.
Yes. Well.
Easy.
Well, I was just about to say something could be said for the Cobra, but we have quite a lot of Death Touchers already.
Yeah.
And the Artisan, the Fabricate, like you're putting out, it goes both ways. It's really
Either
nice.
it is synergized with a Judge or gives us a 1/4 reach guy who really closes the skies. Or when we need to, it can throw an artifact onto the table. And
I'm on board with the Artisan.
What?
Do we splash 2 of them? Do we have enough fixing?
Yes, we do. We absolutely, hopefully do. But we do not turn down an Unlicensed Disintegration at this point. Now,
do we really?
The universe is setting us up to fail spectacularly here, but we will not pass on an unlicensed. We already had 1, and it's it doesn't matter when we draw. We can draw these late. We don't have to cast them turn 3.
No, that's absolutely true.
And we will most likely have the artifacts on there to get that additional benefit. We're definitely snapping this up, and I'm just so sad because we're probably gonna lose because of our own ineptitude.
do we take the rush?
What's our creature count? We're at 19. I like the trick here.
But you want to maximize on your night mark. Look how this guy's getting that.
My personal
Mine also
opinion
works
is
well with servos, though. This guy's good.
the Skyskift does work with servo, but we are a little bit below critical mass. We're not, strictly speaking, a full servo deck. We're lacking a couple of the really good Fabricate creatures to be that.
And Rush of Vitality is great against aggro decks.
Yes. It's a...
Oh, look at the Daredevil and the Puzzle Knot.
I'm leaning Puzzle Knot here. What do you feel like? 4 mana. This is great, but 4 mana is a lot, and this does stuff. And
we already have
Gontis.
we already sure that we want to draw into your Gontis. That's true. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking we already have a Puzzle Knot. We don't have a Daredevil,
but look at this. We don't. Some of these we're actually probably not even gonna play the Marble. Maybe.
No, I don't know.
And we're not playing that. This is just a decent. Oh, I guess I took it.
Well, take the Seed Sculptor, right?
How did this come back? What is going on?
Nobody's in green apparently.
And no one's in black, and no one cares about black red. I mean.
Yeah, there's nobody in black red, obviously. What another artifact?
No, there is no other people drafting.
But they're just drafting green very differently because where are the Thriving Rhinos?
You have a point there.
Where are the Pima Outriders?
There's no such things. Yeah, you're right. There's another green drafter, but which one's worse for us?
Yeah, because we only have one hunt a week. There's no what was the 2 mana
Got there.
uncommon, the 2 mana uncommon punch spell, not the fight spell, but the 1-way fight spell.
There's no fights.
Yeah, issue creature vigilance and trample, and that's it.
Oh my goodness, is that what? Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Now let's see. Now we have a lot of cutting to do here. So
yeah, that went pretty well.
yeah, that's an understatement. No, okay, I'm willing to let the Marvel go, and the automaton.
Yeah, it's just we just don't have the late game to cast it with, and we don't really make that much energy.
Well, what's that say now? I can't really. Is it 32? We need to cut 9 things.
Well, we don't want to play 20 creatures anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see.
I think this is not a Night Market Lookout deck. The decks that I've played against with Night Market Lookout, they just have a lot of vehicles, and they have a lot of Night Market Lookouts. They have a lot of the other guys that ping you when they crew you.
Where do you feel about this now? Look at our curve. It ends at 4. We could be looking at a black-green aggro deck here.
Except we're splashing 2 unlicensed disintegrations.
You don't have
and we're playing 2 puzzle dots.
You're
Filigree familiar in a black green aggro.
Sometimes facts. There's time for facts. There's time for.
But I do think this is a live fast deck.
You know what? You know what though? Looking at our endgame, we do need something to do something. Having the 5/7 come down.
Something.
And I'm just gonna keep it there. See what we're at. Let's just take a look at what we're definitely playing.
I don't know. We have a lot of ways to draw cards.
Look at this. These are aggressive draws right here. I don't like live fast actually. We have puzzle mods that do the same thing.
Yeah.
And we don't need the energy.
No, yeah, you're right about that.
I
always like having at least one appetite.
Yes, usually, but now we're preferably. I'm moving this to this pile where we have all these maybe things. White these are good. I don't think we need more than maybe 2 or we definitely not playing 3 of those. That's in maybe.
Like the thing is, like with the Syndicate Trafficker, you want a lot of servos, and they turn on our Foundry's creatures.
Yeah, but three is too much. I think 3 is too much. Let's see. Let's see. Now we have double puzzle now.
Wow, we have a lot of good 2-drops actually.
We
That's
do.
surprising.
I mean, that's
wow.
what
We really should have picked combat tricks more highly. I feel.
Yeah, because we could side out the sort of more controlling cards and really do go into fretwork colony.
Okay, I would cut Wild Wanderer at least. I don't think it does much in our deck really.
Where do we have it at? Well, except for it does fetch out our red source.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? I mean, do we really want to?
And see what this thing does is that it not only takes away one of their blockers or something like that, it pings them for 3 damage.
Yeah, it's good, but still.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about having a fix in a 4 as a 4-drop. It is still a relatively aggressive body as well. Hey, let's pull out all the non-aggressive cards and see what we're ending up at. Because this is aggressive, these are non-aggressive, so we could take those out. I mean, because one way is to grind it out with underhand designs and stuff. The goggles.
Oh, do we have really artificers? It's hard to
We
see.
do not have any artificers really. I think goggles might be out in this deck.
Well, the High Spire Artisan. So if you're taking those out, then the goggles are out. But it's not a goggle deck, I think.
Yeah.
Is the Armorcraft Dash an artificer?
No, I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But his value comes from drawing cards, not really being.
Her value.
Oh yeah, her value. That's right. I don't know. This is a tricky. But the good thing is we're not in a hurry here. We can take our time.
Yeah. Well, I do want to go to bed at some point.
Yeah. Well, beds tend to exist longer than.
Or go home.
Yeah. What? Well, that's your problem. No. Let's see. Okay. So let's see what we have going on here.
Well, the thing is, like,
We have a low curve.
Yeah, we're low curve. If we go the aggressive route, then I feel less inclined to splash here. We don't use the energy for much with Attune with Ether, so kind of like we could just mostly get rid of the
Okay.
Well, but if we have very little green cards, then again it becomes easier to put in a couple of mountains.
But then it makes it hard to play either one. I think we do want to. I really, really strongly feel like we have these, and they are extremely powerful cards.
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering if we should cut one of the Gaunties, to be honest. It's one of our highest. It's a high curve. It's only a 2/3 when it comes down to it. Sure, it'll take something. Top 4 cards, and we exile one of them, but that's kind of cool. But you never want to hold 2 of these guys.
Hold?
I mean, you know.
We never need to hold them.
No, but like, you know, I guess you could cast it and just get the value. Attack with one of them, trade with something, cast the other one.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can cast a spell even after it dies.
Yeah, that's true. That it does remain. The value remains. So, this is not maybe that then.
I mean, that's a very aggressive 1-drop, but we just don't have enough ways to turn it on, basically.
That makes me want to consider taking out the Skyskiff as well, though, because the Skyskiff is sure it can block, but it's more of an aggressive card.
I thought we were going to go towards aggressive.
So yeah, but that's what I'm wondering about, like how. I think what we're looking at here is actually kind of mid-rangey. Let's take a look. Skyskiff is okay. If we'd want to go even a little bit aggressive, then Colony's okay. We side it out at the first sign of blue, I guess. But also, like some of our life gain cards, like this and the familiar, kind of offsets the drawback of this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that with that player we played against. We had the arbor back.
Yes.
Something.
Which is a solid card in its own right.
Yeah. We could also think about not main decking the Fredward colony, just siding it in.
There's something to be said about that. Now we're at 32 cards. We need to cut 9.
But I like the familiar also because it synergizes with the Dund operatives and with the Syndicate Trafficker.
With a tune.
And with the Foundry Screechers.
How do you feel about sort of pushing our luck with 16 lands in this deck if we go on a low curve deck?
But the thing is, if I was base green, I would be much more inclined to ditch a forest for an attune. But since we're not base green, if you're cutting that many green cards, I don't know about the attune.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we'd look at the mana base. That would be 9 swamps, 1 mountain, 6 forests, and that's a little bit iffy. Except we have a lot of. We're mostly black, and our green cards come a little bit later. Sure, we have this guy, but we don't have to play it.
No, we have a lot of 2-drops already.
So that could help us sort of keep us.
Wait. 2 Duns. Syndicate is 3, 4, 5 with the Cobra. So we will have 6 with the Seeds.
So in a more aggressive deck, do we even play the familiar? This is kind of tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good tough, and I think that if we are gonna be more aggressive, this should go in the sideboard. And we side in at the sign of not just any artifact or any enchantment, but enchantments and artifact that mess with our game plan.
Yeah.
And let's see, I don't think we can play 3 of those. In fact, they're
really defensive.
They're really defensive, so they could almost all go. So now we need to cut 6 more.
But you're going for mid range now, or what are you going for?
I don't think we can't call this an aggressive build.
No.
It's not that, but it's also not super controlling. But it's kind of.
No. You have card advantage there. We have the Judges, we have Gaunty, we have a Puzzle. Well, Puzzle is not strictly card advantage, but it's cycles.
This is getting close to like a good stuff deck.
Yeah, kinda.
Are rats kind of the crappiest things here? Because what if we take
Yeah,
out...
if we don't attack, the rats are... Yeah,
Hey,
I don't like the rats.
Here's kind of a bold suggestion. Armorcraft Judge simply isn't the best in this deck. It just isn't. We don't
Can
have...
we put together, what are all the +1 counter cards?
So these are the judges that care about that. But then we have, we have some of these where we're taking those out, and then we have this one single 2-drop in a sea of black.
And the red. The rats.
Yeah, and the rats, which I was thinking just then, maybe aren't the best cards.
No.
So have a look at this. We need to cut 6 cards. What if we cut something like?
I feel like keeping the familiar in for the artifact thing.
Yeah, the familiar for the artifact theme and just for good value is a thing.
And then we cut those +1 counter cards there.
We cut all the +1 counter cards here. Maybe keep 1 or 2 of this in because they have possible art. If we could cut 1 more of these.
Yeah, but I would take the Wild Wonder out because it's not gonna fix us much, is it? I would not play the Tomb of Ether either in this case. We're almost mono black.
Oh heck!
So now we can easily play some mountains for those in License Disintegration. Now I would play Live Fast. Yeah.
And put the rats back in, are we?
We're ending up with too few creatures.
I do want to have. Oh, shoot. This is not easy because on the other hand, the Armorcraft Judge is a solid 3/3 on its own, and if it just draws 1 card, it's just a great card. 3/3 for 4.
Look, I'm kind of feeling that this is okay.
Hunt the Wick is a great card too.
Yeah, we're kind of missing the top end, but I feel like we could just grind out our opponents with this deck because we potentially have, card advantage here. We have some removal. The card advantage helps us, of course, draw into lands for the Unlicensed Disintegration, and then. We don't have the win conditions, but maybe we can cast those from our opponent.
that is not a completely unfair point. Let's see. Skyskiff, though, doesn't seem like this is this deck, does it?
Well, Night Market Lookout, no.
Yeah, we'll cut those out. What are we at? We're at 28? 29?
28.
28. Maybe we could cut 1 of the puzzle knots, although that seems.
No, I like the puzzle knots because we need them. We need artifacts.
Yeah, because we need artifacts for this guy. We need artifacts for all kinds of things.
And we would like to draw into your good stuff.
What if we cut Rush? I mean, if we're mainly looking at a more mid-rangey controlling removal heavy, this is a decent, nice trick. But isn't it starting to get to be one of our worst cards?
Yeah, I would rather play the familiar with this kind of deck, value deck.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But the live fast.
It's also like what with the puzzle knots that.
Yeah, it has less value. You're right.
We're at 26.
Again, okay, maybe.
One artist in the way.
Well,
because we have 3. You can't play 3 of these guys. It doesn't do enough.
But they make artifacts too, and they make counters for the judge.
Which is why I have 2 of them in there.
And they block flyers.
They do that, which is why I have 2. 3 is overkill.
Are you sure?
Well, one can never be certain. And seeing as we don't have that much, what about this? Look at how the curve works out with that decision.
Why are you putting the Wild Wonder at 5?
For no particular reason. So I took out the Judge there because on the surface level, the Wild Wanderer and the Judge have similar stats. Sure, the Wild Wanderer is worse on blocking, but we're not interested in blocking too much with these. We're blocking with our Death Touchers. But when we need to, let's say it's turn 7, and we've held one of these disintegrations in hand, and we just need to find that mountain. And then we draw this guy, and we can play it. Next turn we untap, we kill their last blocker, and make that last bit of damage. So this Wild Wanderer, even if, sure, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, getting that mountain then can be critical. So
what mana base would you play with this?
Are we down to 20? Are we 24 cards?
Yeah, but I think a Tomb of Ether is basically a forest if we play enough green cards.
If we play enough green cards, you're definitely right. And take a look at the only double black cards, the only double anything cards we have are at 4, and they're black. So
we have a decent amount of artifacts as well.
Which means we could go with a mana base that it's very close to something like 8/7/1.
With a Wild Wonder and a Tomb of Ether. Yeah.
7 forest though, because we still are heavier black.
Is there something to be said for cutting the rats and sticking in another green card?
What green card would that be? That's the question. Would you put the? Yeah, I could see a point of.
Because the Subtle Strike also gives us a counter. I'm just thinking.
Here's another question. How many creatures do we have if we do this? We have 15. This is an artifact. It's cheap. We can put it on the creatures. We have some artificers. Just a little bit, but we have some. It's another artifact, which is important. And it makes all of our cheap, dumb creatures a little better. What do you think? Pop it in here.
Let's see. I'd like it more if we had more flyers, I think.
We do have 2, and those 2, think about these things. We have 2 of these. They turn in with those goggles to 4/4 flyers on turn 4.
4/3, but yeah.
Yeah, well, on turn 4. So you play this on turn 3, equip on turn 4. You have 4/4 flyer.
4/3 flyer, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, 3, 4.
You made yourself a whale.
Yeah. That can block.
A whale that can block.
A blocking whale. That's not every whale that can block. What can block?
Because we all know how aggressive predators whales are.
They are. Man.
Coming straight at you.
Yeah. I've seen some pretty mean old whales in my time. All right. So this leaves us with. So the good thing here is this leaves us with a lot of sideboard options. For a heavy flyer deck, we can put in an additional artisan. For a slow grindy thing, we can even throw in a mind rot in there, if we need.
Or another judge.
Never be too many judges, huh? For the heavy, for the unfair decks that play Gearhawks, we throw this thing in and lose anyway. and like if we just have to be even faster, no, I don't even see that happening.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if we're more controlling, we maybe want something flying. Yeah, like you're sure. But also, do we want that appetite?
Appetite? No. Yeah. So this helps us in a race, and it can take out vehicles. I think this is sideboard card.
Okay.
I know.
But it also removes enchantments, so it's
Yeah, I usually run it main, but I don't usually have a deck like this.
No, is true.
Because we are having so many playables.
I'm wondering though, is the Hunt the Weak really good in this deck? Because we have pretty tiny guys.
Counters matter, and
yeah, but if you have like a Foundry's creature, it has 1 toughness. Counter matters nothing.
That's a good point. What do you think if we take out the Hunt the Weak and add in the 1-drop here and really try to?
No, I don't. No, like I think I agree that the 1-drop can be really good, but now you're kind of drawing exactly 2 cards. Like.
Hey, you know what? You're right. Guys are kind of small, and that's a little slow. And sometimes, actually many times, this can just be backbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's an instant, and it's 3 mana. And sure, if we don't see any targets that are, if we see just targets that don't impact our, like a bunch of servos and stuff, we side it out. And if they're playing the servo thing, then their people are small too, and then we can side in the Hunt the Weak.
Yeah.
I think we have a deck. It's a good bit to do, and let's have a look at how the creatures and the. We have 15 creatures.
That's a really good count.
Yep. We have 1 trick/removal, then 3 regular removal spells. 1 takes a bit of setting up though. This should be online most of the time though. So 1 sort of partial removal. This is a kind of creature. Yeah, I think. I might be wrong, but I think these are powerful enough to.
Well, we didn't pick up that tidy conclusion, so.
Yeah.
We kind of need them.
Yeah, we do need them now. They are critical to our deck. But all right, let's see what Magic Online says. It says 2 mountains. I say no.
No, because we have two ways to fetch them, so I think we're good with 1. I think that's 2 little forests though, because then we won't be able to fetch them.
Yep. 8/7. Oh. That doesn't say the right thing now.
No, it says 5. That's not right.
Yeah. Let's 8/7/1 is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And sure, we might have to mulligan aggressively here, but with the new Scry mulligan thing, that has really helped out decks that are struggling with mana issues, because yes, sometimes you must have to go to 6, but then you can sometimes keep a risky one-lander.
And we have a bunch of artifacts, and even including some artifacts that draw us cards.
That's good. I like it. I like this deck. Let's save it and put it in a break here and see how we go.
Yeah. But that was a way more lucky draft, I think. we were a little bit unfocused though. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We were going like back and forth between like.
Yeah, there were some.